All right, Mr. Adams, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me see if I can bring in Mr. Doan. Mr. Doan, are you there?
Happened.
Mr. Doan.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay, all right. This is Judge Chris Martin in the 294th District Court. We are appearing in the courtroom at this time, and we also are appearing in the online courtroom via Zoom. This is in cause numbers CR 15512 and 513, State versus Michael Lee Doan Jr. Mr. Doan, I want the record to reflect that you are appearing via telephone in the Zoom platform from the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. Your newly court-appointed attorney, Mr. Mitch Adams, is present on this platform as well. And Mr. Adams, can you hear Mr. Doan?
I can, Your Honor, yes.
Okay. And we were set today, I believe, on a status on the state's motion to disqualify the prosecutor, to disqualify the defense attorney. And the court had granted the state's motion and had recused and disqualified the Honorable Jonathan Manning and has appointed Mr. Mitch Adams as counsel for Mr. Doan. And I know that Mr. Doan, you and Mr. Adams, your new court-appointed attorney, have not had an opportunity to meet. I think Mr. Adams may have some scheduling conflicts today. However, I was going to make it available if you wanted to, Mr. Adams, that I could put you and Mr. Doan into a private room and let y'all have a brief discussion if you have time for that.
That'd be fine.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to do it this time, Mr. Doan, I'm not sure if I can do this or not. We're going to try it. I'm going to try to put you into the room with Mr. Adams where y'all can have a private conversation outside the court's presence, okay?
Okay.
If it doesn't work, I will know it on this end and I will let you know. I'm not sure how it works with a telephone call, but here we go. And Mr. Doan, you may be prompted on the telephone to join the room. If that occurs, then select that option so that you can go and speak with your attorney.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to open that room at this time. All right, it appears it has worked. Mr. Adams and Mr. Doan are in a breakout room. Bailiff, do we have Mr. Ashmore's client available, Ms. Rodriguez? You're on mute. You're on mute, bailiff. Yeah, that's how that works.
No, sir, Your Honor. They are on their way up as we speak.
Okay. All right. Just be patient and wait. As soon as she gets in there, let me know. We may take Mr. Ashmore.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ashmore, it may be just a moment. We're taking up another hearing at this time from TDC. And as soon as we're resolved with that, then I'll call Ms. Rodriguez. Well, there's Ms. Rodriguez. So we'll go ahead and take it up at this time, if you're ready, Mr. Ashmore.
I am, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
All right, say that again.
I am ready, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Okay, excellent. All right, this is in cause number CR 14419, State versus Frankie Rodriguez. We're set today on a motion to adjudicate. Is there any announcement, Mr. Ashmore?
Yes, the state and I have conferred, and the request from the defense, and I believe is in agreement with the state, is that we pass this hearing and one, allowing us additional time to visit with Ms. Rodriguez, but as I understand it, there's going to be an additional charge that has already been presented to the grand jury, and the parties would like the opportunity to work the two matters together.
And Ms. Heisel, do we know if that charge has been presented or it's getting processed for presentment?
No, it has been presented and indicted. However, I did not realize it had been indicted downstairs with an FC cause number. If Mr. Ashmore gets appointed on that and wants to do a motion to transfer or whatever we need to do, I anticipate that these causes will be resolved together in one form or another.
Do we know when Ms. Rodriguez is set in the county court of law?
Look and see if I have access to that on my side. I show that she was set October 2nd for arraignment downstairs, but I'm not sure what happened on that day or what her reset date would be.
Oh, it's not indicated in the system?
Not on our side. It may be on, I'm sure it's on the clerk's side, but I don't have access to view that.
I had a failure to appear. My bondsman told me the 3rd.
Your bondsman told you what, Ms. Rodriguez?
That I had court on the 3rd, and then I didn't look at the dates or anything because I had recently had my phone broken, had to press charges on the person that I was living with and moved. And so my bondsman, Brittany Barnett, told me the 3rd. And so I didn't realize it until the evening of the 2nd that I'd missed court. And so that's why I'm in here, is for failure to appear. For this on the 2nd.
It hasn't been set in the county court of law. So she was arraigned on 10/2, but it's not been set. Oh, she didn't appear that day. Okay. All right. Then what we'll do in this court, what goes on in the lower court, I have no control over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my cause for December 10th at 1:30. Mr. Ashmore, I believe I may have set you on your other cases at that time. Is that correct this morning?
Yes, Judge, and I'll go ahead and take the initiative and run some traps with the county court at law and see where that case stands and if they can be consolidated so that all these matters are together.
And
All right, go ahead.
Just for everybody's information, it appears she also has an open misdemeanor downstairs for evading arrest. So she has 3 pending charges right now.
All right, and Ms. Rodriguez, this will be the only notice that you get from the court that if you make bail on this case, then you're ordered to be in the courtroom here in the district court on December 10th at 9 a.m. If you're still in custody, then we'll come to you at 1:30, okay?
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, and you have the contact information for your attorney, Mr. Ashmore. I would just encourage you to be in contact with him.
Yes, sir.
All right, if there's nothing further, Mr. Ashmore, then we'll adjourn this hearing and we'll see you back on December 10th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Adams, you're back, but your client is not.
Right, Your Honor, and I'm not sure whether or not Mr. Doan knows how to get back. I didn't know how to explain it to him.
I think he'll be brought in just a moment. I closed out the room, and so he'll join here in a few seconds.
All right.
Hello?
Mr. Doan, okay, you're back with us. Okay. All right, we are back on the record, CR 15-512-513, State versus Michael Lee Doan Jr. And Mr. Adams, you've had an opportunity to speak with your client today, and would you be requesting a reset in this hearing today?
Yes, Your Honor. In fact, what what I'd request the court reset us for would be actually a sentencing hearing or a plea hearing. I have been provided access to the discovery materials in Mr. Doan's 2 cases. I haven't looked at them yet. However, these are what we're dealing with here are hearings on the state's motions to revoke. I had a brief conversation with Mr. Cox, I think this morning, about Mr. Doan, and I relayed what Mr. Cox's initial offer was to Mr. Doan, and Mr. Doan said that he indicated he would be agreeable to that. So in the meantime, between now and a plea hearing, that would give me time to review the discovery materials I do have, just to make sure that there are no red flags I'm unaware of, and if there aren't, then we can proceed with a plea hearing at the court's convenience, so that Mr. Doan can have this taken care of and be on his way.
And we would need to determine how we're going to accomplish that plea hearing. Either we're going to need to bench warrant Mr. Doan back, which I'm not sure TDC's position on that, or the Van Zandt County Jail's position on that at this time. Otherwise, we need to make arrangements for the plea paperwork to be provided to him and sent back. And if we're going to do a plea remotely, I would really need the opportunity to see Mr. Doan rather than just hear from him.
And I can do my part, Your Honor, to make sure that if he cannot be benched back to Van Zandt County, that I can get the plea materials to him and walk him through those. As so far as the video aspect of it, I don't know how I can help with that. But,
well, what I'll do is I'll direct Ms. Taberham to inquire with Mr. Doan's current placement and see if they can accommodate us on that. She's been in contact with several other facilities that Mr. Doan has been in, and I'll have her report back to both you, Ms. Heisel, and you, Mr. Adams, regarding possibility of doing that. I know in some other TDC camps, we've been able to email the paperwork down there. It's been able to be signed up, and the attorney can usually communicate with the defendant via phone or Zoom to complete the paperwork, go over the admonishments, and then have the paperwork returned with a fingerprint being acquired down there. So we'll see what our capabilities and just regular abilities are, and then I'll report back to you and let you know. And if we don't have that capability with Mr. Doan, then we'll need to figure out either a bench warrant, or we'll have to figure out when Mr. Doan is likely to be paroled. Do you know that, Mr. Doan? Do you know when you're likely to be paroled?
I know I'm under review for parole for January, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it or not.
What's your current sentence that you're serving?
Sentence?
Just the length, yes, sir.
6 years.
6 years, and when did you begin that?
June 2019. I had some back time on it though. I have I have about 28 months on it.
Okay. All right. Well, what we'll do, Mr. Doan, is we'll be in contact with your current placement, and you may receive information from Mr. Adams as well. Otherwise, we'll contact your facility and get you scheduled for that plea, or we'll have a warrant sent down there and have you brought back. Okay.
Okay. So either I'll do it through the paperwork, faxing the paperwork, or I'll be bench warranted.
Yes, sir. You'll either be bench warranted, or we'll find a way to do you remotely where you can appear via Zoom, so I can see you and you can see me and you can see your
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Doan. You're free to go back to whatever you were doing before. And Mr. Adams, thank you for appearing via Zoom today on short notice.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thanks for accommodating me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And we'll report back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Heisel.
Thank you,
y'all.
Judge.
And Mr. Doan, before you go, let's go ahead. I'm going to set just a status so we don't lose you for December. Let's see. I'm going to set this for a status hearing on January 7th of 21. That should give us enough time. And if we can pull off the plea before that time, we'll schedule it. If not, then we can make arrangements to perhaps get a bench warrant by that time. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Y'all have a good day. We'll be adjourned.
Thanks,
you.
Judge.
Thank you.